So what is an opportunity cost? An opportunity cost is a important concept to understand because I think it can really impact your life. So, for example, when you are choosing to spend your weekends or your holidays or any of your time after school hanging out with friends or like playing game and basically not doing your homework, then that is an opportunity cost because you are kind of giving up on, not giving up, but you are, not focusing on learning. And so that is a cost in the sense that the future you will struggle a bit more when they are trying to understand a certain concept because you're not doing this homework that's going to help you to understand and be the foundation of you understanding the more complicated concepts later on. And it's also the same thing as when you're picking a friend group over another friend group. And when you pick one friend group, you are giving up the opportunity as well to kind of hang out with this other friend group and, becoming closer to them and maybe, even becoming a different person because of that. Because it is true that the closest people that you hang out with is the ones that will affect you and will shape you, especially, if you're still in your teenage years, then yeah, your friends can really be the thing that impacts who you are and your values and how you see the world and what you're interested in. And so that is an opportunity cost in itself. And it's also applies to things like when you have to choose a subject. In school, sometimes they want you to choose one or two subjects out of a list of 5. Like, for example, you have HPE, you have graphics, you have art, you have chemistry, you have biology. And so, for example, if you choose HPE over all the other subjects, then that is an opportunity cost as well, because then you are giving up the chance to learn those subjects and have those under your belt. And therefore, it can really affect what uni courses or what degree you can get if you want to go down the uni route. And that will have a quite big of an impact on the rest of your life and your career, right? So how can you, I guess, minimize the impact of opportunity costs or just kind of, make sure that the opportunity that you're choosing is the one that will help you the most? And I think the first thing to go about it is to understand what you are actually really kind of drawn to and what you really like and what you would love to spend all your free time doing. And I think it's a very kind of natural thing to just feel what you would like to do. Because, for example, if you really want to be a top athlete, if you really love sports and you really want to, just compete on a national or even international level, then it makes total sense for you to just go for the HPE class and go for the sports training and really dedicate a lot of your time into it, even at the cost of not really dedicating that much time to your other subjects. Because if you know clearly that your goal is to pursue sports, then that's the opportunity you want and that's what you want to spend your time on. So I think it's also another thing to not be afraid of saying no. Because I think a lot of us struggle with the need to say yes to everything. If a teacher or your friends ask you to hang out or go to a birthday party, then you kind of feel the need to say yes because you don't want to get left out. You don't want to feel like this, weird outsider person, right? So you want to say yes to everything. And even if your teacher asks you for, to join some some event organization, or like they want you to help out with something, most of you would probably want to say yes because, you feel like, oh, I like this teacher, I want to help them out. It seems like a fun event. And that's totally fine. Go say yes and do things and have fun. But just understand that whenever you say yes to something, you're also saying no to something else. And I think it's important to just understand what you're saying no to. Because, like I mentioned before, time is a valuable resource and it is finite, it is limited. And so there's only so many things that you can say yes to. And when you say yes to a lot of things, that means you're saying no to maybe something that is the most important to you. When you're saying yes to hanging out with your friends and going to a birthday party, then, if it clashes with, say, your parents' birthday, then you are saying no to spending time with your family and hanging out with them. And so I think life is just, there's a lot of choices in life, and therefore that's why opportunity cost is a thing, because yeah, you just kind of have to pick and choose what's most important to you at that moment. And I think the other thing I want to touch on is just you have to be uncomfortable sometimes in order for you to really get the opportunity you want, or get the opportunity to do the things you want to do. Because a lot of people, like, it's very easy to be comfortable and to really settle and just live whatever life presents to you. Because, for example, when you graduate uni, you find a job, you settle down, and you have a decent pay, and you have your same friend group from when you're in high school or when you're in uni, and you're living in the same town, and everything is very familiar, everything is very comfortable, your day-to-day, your routine. And so yeah, you're living a good life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're very comfortable, you're also giving up on the potential to explore, to experience a different friend group, a different culture, a different way of living, a different job even. And I think it is important for young people, like, especially if you're in your early 20s, or even if you're like just 18 or something. I think it's important for you guys to just explore and just really get outside of your comfort zone. Because when you're comfortable and when you're kind of just going down the route that you whatever life is presenting to you, but if you don't feel aligned with that, then you are giving up the opportunity of trying something else out, or just learning about a different thing and different kind of way of life that you might be happier in, and you might like not even, like, it's not to say like you have to live a completely different life. It's more just the fact that the more you learn and the more you expand your world, the more it can help you in your life right now. Like, even if you go back to your life now after exploring everything, then the opportunity cost is lower, in the sense that you already explored the other opportunities and you figured out which one you value the most, or which one makes you the most happy and the most fulfilled. And yeah, I guess kind of what an opportunity cost is the fact that you just need to be uncomfortable sometimes and just go outside of your comfort zone to explore those opportunities. Otherwise, it is a cost, in a sense that being comfortable is a cost. And it's also important to not say yes to everything immediately, and to think about it, and to kind of understand that saying yes is also saying no to some things. And so you have to know what you value, like what you really like doing and what you kind of envision for yourself in the future, and who you really like to hang out with and all that, to understand what you're saying no to and be okay with saying no to those things, because you know that what you're saying yes to is what you want and it is what you want to do. So yeah, this is day 20 of me talking to the camera. Bye.